Hello, Year 2, how are you? Are you ready for your flashback 4? Let's take a look at what it is today. Here's your flashback 4 for today. Pause the video now and give it a go. Now, of course, the apple is the heaviest. It weighs 10 grams more than the lemon and 10 grams more than the pear. And that, of course, is the answer to question 2. The time shown on the clock is 2:45. Double 6 is 12, add 5 is 17. Now, as I mentioned yesterday, today we're going to be having a look at volume in litres. So if you remember that I said 1,000 millilitres is the same as 1 litre. Now, as you're answering the Discover or thinking about the Discover, I'd like you to consider, what can you see in this picture? What could the L stand for? And what is it measuring? Do these objects have a bigger or smaller capacity than the ones you've seen in the previous 2 lessons? Now, of course, yesterday we mentioned that capacity is how much the container can hold, how much of something the container can hold. Pause the video now and give it a go. So, of course, today we're measuring in litres. Now, I hope that you'll be able to apply what you've already learned about millilitres to your lesson in litres. I hope you know that a litre is a unit of measurement, and I hope you know that there are 1,000 millilitres in a litre. Now, a really common place that you may have seen litres is on juice or pop bottles. So if you've got a big bottle of Coke or a big bottle of squash, if you go and have a look there, on the Coke in particular, it might say 2.5 L. That means 2.5 litres or 2,500 millilitres. So the things that you need to constantly think about are, what do you think litres means? For question 1, you needed to think about, how did you work out how many watering cans Cat could fill from the large container? Did you use any methods or diagrams to help you? So you can see here, Felix is saying that 5L is short for 5 litres. And a litre is a larger unit for measuring volume, so it's larger than millilitres. However, a litre is the same as 1,000 millilitres. Or 1 litre is the same as 10 lots of 100 millilitres. So if you see here, there's a number line to help you, and you've got 100 millilitre, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 10, 1,000. And you've got 10 of these containers. So 10 lots of 100 millilitres is the same as 1,000 litres, which is the same as 1 litre. Now, Dexter is saying that he counted in 5s to see how many litres it could hold. Now, 5 litres, 10 litres, 15 litres, 20 litres. So the water butt holds 20 litres. So Cat can fill 4 large watering cans from the water butt. So Dexter counted in 5s. Flo, however, is saying that she used the number line and used division. So she started with the 20. She knew she was going to do jumps of 5 because the watering can holds 5 litres. And she figured out how many jumps she had, and there were 4 jumps. So 20 divided by 5 is 4. Now, of course, you may be fluent enough in your multiples of 5 to have known that automatically, and that's brilliant if you did. So Cat uses 5 litres and 2 litres altogether. So she uses 7 litres of water. And then you've got to figure out how much is left in the water butt. Now this comes back to your problem solving unit, where you had to figure out, using a different number of steps, what the answer was. And of course, I hope you realise that there were 13 litres left in the water butt. So here's your think together for today. So Kat waters 3 flowers for 5 days, and she gives a flower the same amount of water each day. Complete the table with the amounts of water. Now, in order to answer this question, you need to think about your multiples of 5. So here, 5 litres 5 times equals. If you were going to split 15 into 5 groups, how many would be in each group? And if you were going to split 5 into 5 groups, how many would be in each group? So this is division. Now, for number 2, it says choose a sensible estimate for the volume of each item. Now, of course, estimate, remember, is that educated guess. You don't know exactly how much water is in a bath. However, it's unlikely to be 1 litre. That would be a very small bath. You don't know how much is in a kettle. However, it's unlikely to be 100 litres. That would be way too much. So make an educated guess. Pause the video now and give it a go. And here's your challenge. This is quite a tricky one. So Kat has a 5 litre jug and her mum has an 8 litre jug. They want to measure exactly 3 litres. How could they do it? They want to measure exactly 2 litres. Is it possible? Now, if you've got a measuring jug at home or some old pop bottles, for example, you might be able to do this by doing it practically. Pause the video now and give it a go. And here are your answers. Now, I just want to draw your attention to question 3 because that was very tricky. However, if you filled up the 8 litre watering can and then use that to fill up the 5 litre watering can, 8 take away 5 is 3. So you'll be left with 3 litres in there. And then doing the exact same thing, if you fill the 5 litre there, pour all this water into the 8 litre, which still has room for 3 litres more. Then refill the 5 and use it to top up the 8 litre. 5 take away 3 is 2. So 2 will be left. So 2 will be left in the smaller container. That is really tricky, which is why I was suggesting if you can, do it practically. Here is your practice question. So it's time to move on to your practice book, page 108. Pause the video now and give it a go. Now, true or false? You would measure how much liquid is in the can in litres. Of course, it's false. You would measure how much liquid is in the can in millilitres. You would measure how much liquid is in a larger bottle in litres. But I wonder how much liquid could be in the can and how much in the bottle? Pause the video to answer this question. And here are your answers for your practice book. How did you get on? There were some really tricky concepts in that lesson. But if you manage to do things practically, hopefully you'll have begun to understand. It just takes a little bit of hard work, a little bit of making mistakes, but you'll get there eventually. Tomorrow, we move on to temperature. But for now, have a good day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.